Welcome back into the House of L. I am Derek, and I am joined today by my good friend Luke Bugg, the Geek of Steel. How are you, sir?
Hello again.
It's been too long.
I don't like it. Life has been life-ing overtime. But
you haven't been jumping off buildings this summer, but you have been busy.
Busy with other bits and bobs. Yeah, no zip lining this time. But no, just life in general and sorting out upcoming projects and bits and bobs. I know you've been extremely busy as well, and you've got some exciting events coming up soon as well. But yeah, we've got a lot on.
Leave less than a week for Cruiseville for a whole week. So yeah, setting sail with the cast of Smallville. That is going to be interesting. So stay tuned.
Just to even say that sentence though, I'm setting sail with the cast of Smallville. Of course you are, Derek, because that's an ordinary sentence.
Well, no, because that's not a sentence. I don't think that's a sentence anybody says, is it? It just sounds so weird.
I've seen some videos of the gang talking about what you all get up to on this cruise adventure, and it sounds just an unbelievable amount of fun though. It's like a Comic-Con, but it's got everything else as well, including I believe Tom Welling is bringing Uno to this cruise.
I hear Tom Welling Uno. I hear Michael Rosenbaum karaoke, swimming with the pigs. I don't know what that's about. That's anytime anybody's in a pool with me, they're swimming with a pig.
So. Stop it! No, but I think there's some wild pig life on one of the stop-off points that do like to swim in the ocean, which is great. Swimming pigs. Again, if this trip couldn't get any more surreal, and you've got that to add to the mix as well.
So I shall update you as that goes, and then that's just going to get me even more excited for Salute to Smallville, the 25th anniversary convention, which is in November in Nashville, co-hosting alongside Greg Byrne. We just announced this week that Al Goff and Miles Miller will be in attendance, and listen, you can keep your Tom Welling Uno. Let me just sit and talk, and let me just sit and talk with these two princes for a little while in front of an audience.
Yeah. Sorry, Tom.
No, I'm excited for the two of them. I've never actually gotten to meet Al and Miles in person before, ever.
Wow.
So in all the years I've known them and talked to them, and so I'm really looking forward to their presence at the con. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, creationent.com.
But get that in your head. This show that has meant so much to you for more than half your life, and now you are a part again of that legacy, that machine. You're going to be able to speak with the people that brought this show to life in such a fantastic way. What will be your opening sentence to both of them? If you could just, because you need some practice for that conversation, surely.
Oh, yeah. I mean, something along the lines of, it's about damn time you two got here. It's the third year now. Why am I doing this without you? You should have been here from the outset. I don't know. I've gotten to interview him before, but it's definitely going to be a different kind of animal, especially with an audience. And I have some deep questions I want to dive into, but they're also those kinds of ones that I could see just blank faces in the audience when I ask them. So you'll see. We'll see.
I can't wait. Yes, we will see as well, because I can't wait to see that footage.
I want to talk positivity. Like, there's so many good things going on I want to talk about. My Adventures with Superman is heavy and doing its third season. I don't want to get into spoilers too much with it because you have not caught up yet.
I've finally got some time off work this week, and it's my mini staycation, as it were. And I've got some things I want to read and some things I want to watch. And I've managed to stay away from Superman Adventures so I can just enjoy that in its entirety or as much as I can. But yeah, positivity. There is a lot of it about right now. Some of it we've had to find for ourselves, which is always an important skill to have.
Some of it we've had to foster. Yes.
But
and it doesn't come without its. Yes, and it doesn't come out with some of its own negativity. I do want to address, of course, the Bat in the Room, Batman Part 2 being delayed. I think this is the fourth time.
Yeah.
And I don't, I'm not one. I see people losing their mind, and I'm like, I get it. You love something that I'd feel the same way if it was, if I had heard Superman had been delayed 4 times. But I also, I don't think that, I think everybody assumes this is just business dealings, and this is Warner, and this is DC, and this is Gunn, and this is Reeves, and all this. And I don't think that it is. And I think a lot of people are going to, if it does when and if more news comes out about why these delays have happened, I feel like people are going to really feel. I hope there's some segment of the internet that still feels bad when they say something wrong.
Say
I
that.
hope that
Say
that
that
still
sentence
exists.
again. Let's
Yeah,
get through those
I
words again,
hope
step
there's a
by step.
segment of the internet that feels bad when they're proven wrong.
Learning
Um,
from lessons is something the internet doesn't do well. I've
no,
noticed
not at
over the
all.
years, but we
Yes.
only time can tell when we find out all the reasons behind it. But there's always very valid reasons why these things happen.
It's really interesting to me to watch. We're of the generation that remembers a time before the internet
Mm.
and how, intricately it's used for everything now that I can't
Uh-huh.
even talk about something like a movie being delayed without the internet.
Yeah.
Um,
My
that didn't
sources
used to be a
say, oh,
thing.
well done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that didn't used to be a
My
thing.
sources say,
Listen, I've been in the AOL chat room all day, and here's what they're saying. Here's what's lighting up the boards.
yeah.
Um, but the two things I really want to talk about with you are two things we both loved this summer. One was Supergirl,
Yes, sir.
and one was Masters of the Universe that you
Yes,
finally got to see
sir.
last week that I've
Yes.
been literally on my knees begging
I
you to go
know.
see.
And it's one
Um,
of those things where just everything gets in the way, but boy, when it happened, and I just couldn't get enough of it.
I know, I know. Let's save that for the end. Let's talk about Supergirl because proper, you and I have not had a chance
We've
to
not.
talk Supergirl. You had a lot of events leading up to the film's release itself.
Mhm.
Wesley and I went to New York for the premiere. I did a solo episode, just kind of talking about the yin and the yang of the whole thing, and
Mhm.
I want to do one more proper on it after this. But I just want to talk to you about the stuff we loved because I feel like there was so much stuff in it that you and I both walked away from and when we had both seen it,
It
shared so many of
was
those same elements.
it's I'm longing for that day when we can both watch a film together for the first time
I
together,
know.
because I
I
know we're
know.
gonna be both watching the screen and watching reactions as well, but there were, again, so many moments in that film where I was like, "Oh, I wanna know how Derek felt when this happened, or when he heard that, or saw this, and or witnessed that line." All those moments of Superman tapestry that we like to talk about that
Yeah.
have been included and changed little bits as well. I often think, "Oh, what did Derek think about that line?" Or "What did Derek think about the way that they changed that a wee bit?" So, it was a movie, again, that, as always with movies, there are, varying opinions on that wonderful internet place.
Mm,
But the fact that we were able to enjoy many elements of it and other parts not so much, again, I think that what we found over the years is that there are some corners of the internet where we can go and share our opinions and talk openly, more importantly, about what we loved and what we didn't love. And we're not going to get hated on, as it were, for doing that,
yeah.
which is
Yeah.
such a sad state of affairs. If something, we've talked about this before as well, if something brings somebody joy, no matter if it's good or bad, just or slightly mediocre, if that's bringing somebody joy, let them enjoy it. Don't say, "Oh, it might have you
Mhm.
might have liked that bit, but did you know why you shouldn't like it?" I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
just let them like it."
Yeah.
But I am happily seeing less of that now online, and people finding a reasonable way to discuss both parts of the film, whether it be the good or the bad.
I always find it interesting the people that are always like, "Well, art is objective," and then they're the same and then more often than not, they're often the same ones that are telling you why you shouldn't
Yeah.
enjoy
Mhm.
something, and I'm like, "You
Yes.
can't have that both ways." I walked out of that theater that Monday night never imagining that it was gonna get the vitriol that it got.
Mm.
I walked out going, B plus."
Yeah.
It wasn't gonna be Superman for me. I knew it wasn't gonna be Superman for me. Um, I I adjusted my sails, so to speak, after they dropped Woman of Tomorrow from the title because I really did think it was gonna be more
Mm.
inspired by than based on.
Yeah.
And so I I I never walked out of that room ever thinking and it's a premiere. People clap, people, hoot and holler.
Yeah.
Um, there were honestly, one of the things that got me the most. We're supposed to be talking about positivity. One of the things that got me the most was the reaction to the Jimmy Eat World cover in the middle drop because it was this very sweet and tender moment
Yeah.
in the theater. The song being from um, utilized the way that it was. I would have I did not dream it was going to get that kind of reaction
Yeah.
from the general world. I guess I should have. I guess I shouldn't be surprised by most things these days.
That's the thing. We like to be given surprises every now and again, and to be not to be in that moment where you think, "Oh, yeah, that's an interesting choice." It was a great cover, a fantastic cover. I am a
Mhm.
big fan of covers when they are done differently, not just, "Here's a cover.
Yes, yes,
This is exactly the same sound, exactly the same
yes.
riffs. Nothing has changed apart from a couple of voices." This was done in a slowed down way, and it reminds me of back in the day, those classic Smallville YouTube edits where people create their favorite moments and put them together on a more powerful scale. And for me, it worked really well. I was like, hang on a minute. I know these lyrics. I've listened to the song thousands of
See,
times.
that's
I don't know that
I love a
voice.
cover. I love a cover when I know the words and I'm like, "Wait, what song is this?" Like, I'm singing along with it, I know these
That's it.
words, but what's that the tune is so
Yeah.
different that you're and there was this moment where, Graham and I, God, we listened to that song I don't know how many times we listened to that song when it came out,
Mm.
when the original came out in high school. Um, and we weren't sitting together in the theater. He had gotten to go, to the premiere as well, and I was, like, craning my neck looking for him
Where's he sat?
during
Where are you,
during the
boy?
song because I knew where he was sitting. I was like, "Graham, they're playing our song." Um, I just never would have expected, and when and I feel like that Variety article was really the first ball of the avalanche, to me because I wonder how differently things would have gone down had that not been as detrimental as it was. Because I really feel like that was a hard hitting review that
Very
didn't need not
targeted
be.
words. Yeah.
Well, and then if what he turned around, same guy turned around and gave the live action Moana like an A minus,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
called Supergirl the worst superhero film he'd ever seen. I'm like,
Mm.
I've seen recently worse uh, from the same company.
Yeah.
No offense, but I just like I just the same. I know I sat through the Joker sequel somewhere. Um, I'm still shocked by it to this day, and that it's just kind of like, and now it's just a thing that came out, and it didn't need to be, in my opinion, it didn't need to be the box office smash. It didn't need to be, which I hate that everything has to be a box office smash these days. That's not the
Mm.
conversation that was happening 15 Yeah, 15 years ago, I guess. Everything now is what did it make against what it,
Straight, yeah.
cost, against what the
And
marketing was, against the lead.
and I mean, I've had conversations with people that seem to be very, again, educated and are aware of how much a film makes and how much it has to make in the first, like, hour of ticket sales for it to be, like, what's
Mhm,
classed as a success or not. And fair play to those people that are so zoned in on every minute detail, almost like sort of a baseball player's statistics. They know what
mhm,
needs to come out next, and it's thinking, well, in this quarter they've got to do this, and then next time round they need to make some more money back over this weekend. And it's like, well, yes, well, I just want to go out and again enjoy the film and not nitpick every single little bit. But sadly, that's what we have to do over the years,
mhm,
and the film gave me a lot of enjoyment. As you said, that moment when they decided to drop that Woman of Tomorrow subtitle, you think, "Ah, okay, they're not gonna go completely down that road," which is what I think a lot of us were hoping for with the way that they used a lot of that in the marketing and the run up, even to so
mhm.
much so to sort of, I think one of the first official images of Millie was in a trailer reading the graphic
Holding the
novel, and
book.
you're thinking
Yeah,
you think,
yeah.
"Oh, this is amazing news." If they went heavily forward and said, "Look, it's based on this book, there are elements of this story," because that again, we've talked about this book and how powerful not only the story, but the artwork and the imagery is.
Right.
It's very bright, it's very in your face with the space elements that we didn't really get a lot more of that in the film. I would have loved to have seen more, but what we did get, it was a heck of a ride. A heck of a ride.
Sorry, 1 second.
Sorry.
Heck of a ride. Wholeheartedly agree because, like I said, I just never would have. I expected, maybe tepid, but
Mm.
just not what it got. And I've been called a shill. You've been called a shill. I've been called everything for
I'm waiting for
appreciating
these
it lately.
paychecks. I tell you what, I've
I
not
know, right?
once.
When
I'm
does
just
this
waiting
come?
for it.
I'll make the same joke I made during Superman. I don't know about shill, but I feel like at some point after I've reached a certain dollar amount of what I've spent for the film, I should receive a producer credit at the very least. But that's neither here nor there. I really think that it. I really thought that it was going to be this great stepping stone to Man of Tomorrow. I still think that it is.
Mm.
And do you think the response to both Superman and Supergirl, good and bad on both sides, is affecting what James is doing on the streets of Atlanta right now, filming Man of Tomorrow? Or do
I
you
mean,
think that they are steadfast in what? I don't think they're steadfast in what they're doing. Let me say that at the outset because everything has seemed so fluid. Moving
James
Supergirl
Gunn's.
out like a yeah.
We know he's got a plan, and we know that over the years he has, in a good way, been creatively stubborn. He sticks to what
Mhm.
he wants. He will change things
Yeah.
from time to time, like losing Women of Tomorrow, but he's goal set in mind. And I've enjoyed countless of his interviews over the years about his method of only not story writing but world building as well. And we know now that he's got a lot more coming out. He's got a lot more ways to not only interact other characters from the world of DC with Superman, which for me is amazingly exciting. We've had some news this week about Blue Beetle, which was like kind of like
Mhm.
mind blowing. But I don't think in any way that will slow down James Gunn's mission, as it were, as to continue creating these wonderfully imaginative films for the not only fans of DC Comics, but for the fans of cinema as well.
And do you expect that I feel like every way I ask that question is negative, so I'm not gonna ask it. But no, I just
Okay.
it's hard no, it's hard not to it's hard not to address the positivity or hard not to talk about the positivity without addressing some of the negativity, I feel like, because
That's fine.
it's that juxtaposition of everybody hated
Mhm.
this. You and I thought this was great,
Yeah.
XYZ. Um, I was talking to you after the movie that night about what I loved and what I knew you would love, without spoiling, obviously.
Mhm.
At that point, had you seen 30 minutes? You had seen 30 minutes by the
I'd
time I
seen
saw
30 minutes of the film, which were
yeah,
a few things have been cut out, and again, even in
right,
that 30 minutes, there were some changes to the story, and
right.
not much of it made sense because in a way, of course, they don't want to spoil the story. They want us to
No,
be
but the
engaged
interludes,
and
they
ready.
kinda jump cut the sequences
Yeah,
together.
but again,
Yeah.
even as you said, now after that fan event where we got to see 30 minutes, there was still whooping and cheering. Now, Derek,
Yeah.
in this country, we don't applaud when planes land
I was
over
gonna
here.
say, I've never
Okay,
heard of, Europeans applaud for anything other than soccer.
we, so yeah,
Sorry, that's a rough subject right now.
it's a sore subject right now. That's all right, because
Sore
Spain won.
subject. Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
but have an audience in the UK, yes, of course, it's called a fan event. So fans of superhero movies and Supergirl, Superman, and DC were filled in this theatre. But then I went and watched the film again, the whole film, with a very varied audience, and it was
Mhm.
fantastic, and it was loved. And I'm not sure it's because the algorithms, as it were, want me to see the negativity in the news, but I
Right.
saw a lot of it. But I was seeing the positive stuff as well. So I went out of my way, I know you did as well, to look for the positivity, to interact
Oh,
with
yeah,
those that
yeah.
enjoyed the film, to those that it was their first version of Supergirl, their first, for many, it's like, right, this is a female superhero movie for me. Yes, we've had Wonder Woman, we've had a few from Marvel as well, but I was enjoying finding out what other people were enjoying from this film to see if I felt the same way. And there was a lot of people all around the world that were not only loving this, obviously, the very tenacious character that is Supergirl, but it was the way that dealing with trauma was dealt with for many different
Mhm.
people. That want for revenge, that horrible feeling of loss, the feeling of not being worth anything. It was all there, yet it seems that a lot of that got, "Don't worry about that. Don't worry about all the stuff that makes a superhero
Right.
deep and
Yeah.
meaningful. Just
Yeah.
worry about that bad stuff." Okay.
What did I say on the last one? The review I read said, "If you've never been a 13-year-old girl, you're not gonna get this movie. You're not gonna understand it on the same level
Yeah.
as or appreciate it on the same level that some people will." And I appreciate that take. Um, what I don't wanna give social media any credit because it doesn't deserve any,
No.
especially Meta or Facebook or Instagram or all that. And I don't mess with any of it, but I do know that Threads, I have to give them credit where you can do that whole dear algorithm thing and tell it
Wow.
what you want to see
Mhm.
and say
And
that
not
you want
see, which is nice.
positivity
Yeah.
or not see. Yeah, or
Yes,
not
which is
see.
great. Yeah.
I just know when it started pulling out, Tim and I were like, let's see what if we can change this. And did you know, dear algorithm, please show us positivity about not that I don't want to engage with
No, that's fine.
just ignore grievances because I think that's an important part of talking about film and music and art
Mm.
in general. But obviously, a great number of the people who watched this movie already had issue with it before sitting inside
Oh,
a theater,
even
if they
before
even
watching the
sat
film.
inside a theater.
Yeah,
Right.
even watching the
Uh,
film, they had, they wanted to and again, I've said this in the past as well, if I'm willing to hear other people's opinions. That is what an internet forum was originally made to
all
do.
day long. All day
I want
long.
to know why, but to just come at me and post some sometimes pretty awful memes about something or
Terrible.
someone, you're getting blocked because I'm fine seeing that.
We posted you know that meme that's like, you block people for political beliefs, and it's like, I block people for doing
Yeah,
XYZ, and we put up,
that got some
I
numbers.
block people for yeah, it's like I block people for whining about Supergirl, and it's not that I don't think you can go and whine about something on your own space, but if I post something positive about Supergirl, or Tim does, or, the House of L does,
Mm,
and you come on
yeah.
you come on somebody else's feed that's talking positively about something and go,
Um, yeah, I'm gonna butcher this,
throw
but Rick,
something horrible up, something horrible about the main actor's looks, or some other just horribly detrimental
yeah,
thing that that would soul crush me to read about myself if somebody said,
mm,
like, I would just absolutely be a horrible, horrendous experience. And that just doesn't bother,
yeah,
them to drop it. And I'm like, no, I understand saying something on your own, discrediting it for whatever reason you want. If you don't like the actor, if you don't like the script, if you don't like the dialogue, whatever, have at you. Don't attack me for liking something. I'm not going to
that's it.
attack you for disliking something.
That's it. Yeah, it's kind of, I think it's a Ricky Gervais skit from a few years ago where like someone's put a poster up on a university campus saying, guitar lessons, take this phone number and give me a call. I'll teach you how to play the guitar. And then someone come up saying, "Oh, hello, are you the guy giving guitar lessons? I hate the guitar." And then put
Yeah,
the phone down. It's
yeah,
like it's that. It's like, I
yeah.
don't. It's giving yourself using your energy for something that is just ugh. No, I just cannot understand it. And if somebody gets enjoyment out of that, I'm not gonna shame you for that. But there are much better ways to spend your time.
There there's a really interesting triple Venn diagram. I feel like you could
Yeah.
almost I'm not getting political, but
Okay.
I wanna say that in the time since 2013,
Mhm.
let's say, in the last 13 years, between a subsect of this IP's lovers and
Mm.
Star Wars lovers and
Yeah.
a certain political landscape, and I just feel like everything online has gone from one thing in 2013 to something completely different. Because I remember Smallville Twitter, 2008 to like 2011, was like
Uh-huh.
the funnest place to be. Like
Mm.
that was how so many of us met. And it was just positivity. I mean, you were watching the silliest episodes ever on some of these occasions, and we were just laughing and having a ball. And then somewhere, I feel like around 2013, 2014, everything just shifted. Not that there wasn't
Yeah.
negativity on the internet before that, because God knows,
Oh,
from the
it's always
day that
there.
somebody opened Netscape for the first time and realized they could type something and somebody else could read it, there has been hate on the internet.
Yes.
But I say all that to say, I find it funny to watch what the duplicity of how people can go back and forth on something like that.
Yeah.
Call you
And
out for
I've
something and, be a
so
total
yeah,
hypocrite at
and
the
that's
same
the
time.
thing. And I've engaged in some conversations, and for the ones that I don't want to be a part of, I will just sort of hide or mute. But I've
Yeah,
gone
yeah.
back and seen comment sections where people have just gone at it day for day for day at it with each other. I'm like, guys, like you're pretty much friends now because you've been hating on each other for the last 24 hours. You're like you've gone on a journey together.
You've talked to each other more than you've talked to anybody in your own family.
Yeah, so and I think it just I mean, in a way that's good. You've got that social element. Is that what it is? Is that you need a vessel
Yeah,
to get all this anger out?
yeah,
But I'm thinking, wow, you know, there's other things that if you like something else, spend some time on that and leave this
yeah.
as a place where we can enjoy the things that we want to talk about.
I'll never understand putting in so much work and headache into negating something.
Mm.
I'll never understand it. It makes no sense to me whatsoever.
I'm sure there will be
I can't wrap my I don't know if it's not an age thing because I see people older than me do it, but I just I can't fathom spending so much time arguing and
mm,
tearing something down when there's so many other things in this world to lift up
yeah.
and praise and be excited about and be happy about. I just got the new, Trap Jaw. This
Hmm.
is not a segue, but, like, I just got the new Trap Jaw figure from He-Man.
Yeah.
You can't bottle that kind of excitement. I'm sorry, I may sound like an absolute child, but Trap Jaw is my boy,
Yeah.
and I was so happy to see him on the big screen, and
Hmm.
I got a 6-inch Trap Jaw movie version now, and that's just happiness, man. I don't know how people can get so mad about stuff.
And
It
that
just
is what is so magical about it. It's that moment of just ridiculous joy that you get giddy about something and you just kind of help either let out that classic like Ron Swanson little giggle that he does, even though you
yeah, yeah,
try
yeah.
and bottle that down. I'm cool and collected, but then like something happens,
Yeah.
just oh my god, I got that now. I'm so happy. And it's like as you said, like finding something that you've been looking for a while that you never thought you could have, finding that comic that you thought was out of your budget and you find it in a dollar bin somewhere. It's
That's a good feeling.
finding moments of joy and clinging onto it rather than going out and looking for something to moan about. I just can't get my head
Mhm.
around that.
'Cause that's my thing. If I walk out of a movie and I didn't like it, that's pretty much gonna be the end of it
Yeah,
for me.
yeah. I'm not
Why
gonna go
am
and
I
find
gonna
it. Yeah.
I'm already probably mad. I can't remember the last time I went into a movie and hated it completely. It's been a minute.
It
I can
has,
think of the
yeah.
last one. It's been 5
Been a
years.
while.
And I still watched the whole yeah, I still watched the whole movie. They still got my I didn't ask for my money back when it was over with. I now we traded some pop shots over into the car leaving, the fellas did, but, that was and it's become a bit of a joke, inside joke to call back on from time to time, but it's not like I sat down and wrote my dissertation on the takedown of,
Yeah,
you know,
which
this movie, this
is
song, this TV show. I don't get it.
in years to come, I'm sure the aliens and ever who takes over from us will study our ways and they won't understand us.
I hope it's a happier race, whoever it is. That's all I
Whoever it
can say.
is, whoever it is.
Um, and I do wanna say, I know reporter, I know the value of a critic. I'm not naysaying
Mm,
that whatsoever. I'm talking about just Joe Blow that's gonna go register for an IMDb account just to downvote a movie. that they didn't even watch. That's the kind of
That's
behavior.
yeah, that is
Um,
baffling for
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Absolutely
A
baffling.
movie critic hating a film is, uh, I still find issue in that because I feel like there's nothing in there for you to love. Anything,
Mm, mm.
not a single thing, not a single performance, not a single. I mean, I only read that review once, but I struggled to find a positive note within,
Mm.
if memory recalls.
It's
I don't know. I can't remember. It just, I'm talking about the Variety one again, because
yeah,
I do
again, it's
really feel
just
like that was the avalanche.
I mean, that clearly that the journalist that did write that, I'm sure their boss was very happy. The fact that it was getting so much traffic and shared so much,
Oh, yeah,
which
the
we have to,
likes, the
you got
likes.
to take that into consideration as well. But it's to find something and to be so articulate about all those little things and things that didn't make it right or didn't work. It was just
Mhm.
yeah, an interesting piece to even read, let alone want to share that and write so negatively as well.
Was there anything that you were unhappy with
I mean, I would.
in the film?
There are so many parts of I say in the book that I didn't get to see, but I was going in
Mhm,
with most films. I try not to go in with a high expectation. But with
mhm.
this film and this story, I wanted to see so much. But
Sure.
going back on the sort of the multiple visits of seeing it, I so enjoyed the fact that there were so many different types of aliens. That is what I wanted. It is
Yeah.
a huge part of this book. So many different breeds and varieties of alien. And we got some fantastic, not only CGI, but great makeup as well. But I wanted to see more colors. I wanted to see more vibrancy. I wanted to see I wanted to witness my face melting off on an IMAX screen. And with some scenes, I did get that, but the use of color, yes, there were some beautiful moments of brightness and vivid sets. But I wanted more explosions in space and color in space. It's something
Mhm.
we don't often get. It's just normally just that dark, starry backdrop where I want a vivid
Yeah,
northern lights type atmospheres going on where I'm just blown away. And we got a bit of that. We did
yeah.
get some, but again, I had a taste of it in this film, but I wanted a lot more. But what we did see, there were some fantastic scenes, of course, of Krypton. It was a fantastic look. I loved the architecture that
Which
we
were
did
some of
see.
my favorites, the
Was
Kryptonese, the performance by David,
oh boy,
everything his interaction with Millie, that was all wonderful. Um,
I think I was
I
impatient
my
for that scene more than anything because the
after
week
hearing about that
before
there was a 4-minute scene in
in
Kryptonese
Kryptonese,
that
and Peter
everybody was
Safran said,
crying
like,
during.
"Yeah." I was like, "Okay." He's like, "I
Yeah,
need to witness this language,
yeah,
then I need to get on Duolingo and ask them kindly to add it to Duolingo because I wanna learn those fantastic words and the pronunciation of them because it was beautifully done." But I was again, when we've talked about this before, where when I especially when it's on an IMAX screen, there's so much to look at, and,
yeah,
um I mentioned that the first time I watched the film, I use my notebook. I have to because I have to remember things before they get lost in
absolutely,
my head.
yeah.
And someone said, "How dare you take a notepad to a film? You're ruining the movie for yourself." And I was like, I'm not. I'm trying to make myself enjoy it more so I can remember these things that brought me to tears, that
Mhm,
gave me so much joy, that triggered a memory from reading a comic years ago. And I was like, okay, this scene looks just like that comic page. But those moments, again, yeah, with David speaking in Kryptonese or Kryptonian, we've always had this debate online, but it's Kryptonese, as you said.
right.
It was beautifully done. And again, with most of these very loud and action-packed movies, it's those moments of quiet that can just grab you and not let go. And we've got quite a lot of that in this movie. And that one with David was just crushingly powerful.
Uh, I even removing the title, which whether they did it because they were distancing themselves more from the source material or not, or because the next film was gonna be called Man of Tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
Um, Despite all that, I was really sad she did not hold the sword
Yeah.
over her head.
Yeah.
Um, Even the toys, not that there's many toys for the film, but the action
We've got
figure is
swords.
her is the likeness of Millie, and the statues are her holding the sword over her because that's the most iconic image from
From that,
Woman of
from He-Man.
Tomorrow, in my opinion.
And He-Man.
Do you agree? Of
It
He-Man,
was a
yeah, yeah.
powerful,
Well,
powerful,
this was my
bold.
segue.
Beautifully done. Sorry, Ducky. It was,
Yes, thank
and
you. No,
again,
no,
yeah, it
you're
was.
good, you're good.
I wanted more of that moment where she was sat down and defeated, and the costume was ripped and bloody. We got an homage to that for sure, but the moment
Yeah.
when she has that sword and she's aware of her power, not necessarily the sword,
Mhm,
it was powerful. It was a fantastic splash page that, yeah, we've got in some of the merchandise and some of even the t-shirts, but not
mhm.
for real, as it were, which was a
Not
shame. And
proper in the
there,
film. I did
mm,
I did lament the loss of that. There were a few things. I mean, there were things, like I said, it was a B, B plus. I gave it 4 out of 5 walking out. My score has not changed. Sadly,
no,
have only gotten to see it twice. Just time. But I found nothing to hate.
no.
I found a lot to love. I found more that I liked than I loved, but just the whole this is the nail in the coffin again, all over again.
Yeah.
That we got this last time we got a second outing out of DC franchise. I just don't see it.
Hmm.
Um, I think it's a powerful film. I think it's going to find its own life later on down the road.
Which it often does, which films
Um,
often do. And I mean, there's
Often do,
already,
and it's yeah, and I think that with this, I think that those reviews deterred a lot of people, so that when this does hit digital here next week,
not
I
next
think
week, yes,
twen
it's soon. It's
28th,
all good. Yeah.
29th. I think you'll find a lot of people that didn't give it a chance that are like, "This was good. What are we talking about?" Like, I
And
loved all
this,
the people that were like, "I
really?
saw it. It was fi" they were like, "It was fine." They weren't even praising it. They were just like, "It was fine." Like,
And
what is it was just it was another
was
superhero
it a
movie. Like,
different,
what is
that's what
all
I'm saying. Is it a different movie that you guys reviewed? Have they changed it? Is it, no,
right.
it's the same film. It's just people thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna go and watch it now to see if this was so bad," which is an interesting
Yeah,
way to market a review, but other people are coming out saying, "Oh,
sure.
no, actually, I really enjoyed it," or more importantly, "My kids loved it." Came out,
Yeah.
daughters,
Yes.
sons, they're all loving it, and that's great.
That's
That's the audience. That is the future.
I couldn't say a thing. I looked over at Wesley at the end and was like, "What'd you think?" She said, "I loved it." I was like, "That's all I need to know." Like, if you enjoyed it, you're 15 years old, 15, 16 years old, so you're gonna be
Yeah, and again,
watching these movies for years to come, and
I
you enjoyed it.
I am insanely jealous of anybody that gets to watch any film review for the first time. Just they're going to get to see you witness your live review at the end. But the fact that this film, with a character and a DC history that means so much to you, you got to take your daughter to a red carpet premiere for a Superman inspired movie. For me, I
Mhm.
was just so pinch me happy for you and that. And the fact that I know that you both had an amazing night was brilliant. But
It's
that
good. You get to
that
sit next
can
to
never be
Lois
taken away.
Lane.
Oh yeah,
You get
sorry, yeah,
to you get
Lois
to
Lane
sit
as
right next
well.
to Lois Lane, and yeah.
Lois Lane as well, yeah. But that was
Like,
a,
"Switch
a
seats with
night.
me, Wesley, switch seats with me."
Please, please, let me
Please.
just. If you need to stretch your legs or move your elbows, I'll just nip in. It'll
Yeah,
be fine. But that night
yeah,
for you and for Wesley, your daughter, you've got some fantastic memories there that will never be
absolutely,
extinguished, and that for me makes
absolutely.
loving this fandom even more special for you because you've got a
And
even
I
stronger connection to it now.
I know people like to say that makes you a shill just because you got to go, and I mean, I spent my own money, for us to go do this, and the studio did
Crikey!
not
I
pay
mean,
me. I
we've spent more money. The fact is, we love these characters so much and these fandoms. We are happy to travel. I'm happy to get several trains to London. I don't get that
to take
reimbursed.
off
This
work, to take off your job,
from the
for our
paid job,
jobs.
and
Yeah,
I've for the amount of money that I've spent on merchandise over the years, I don't
right.
expect to see that investment come back at all because I won't
No,
be selling it. I know the missus has already found out she's getting very good at evaluating comics, which is quite a worry because she knows what's good now and what
that's
isn't.
not good. That's never a
But
good thing.
it's the fact that we love these characters and these experiences so much that we are happy to spend our free time talking about these films,
Sure.
supporting them.
Nobody's buying my Man of Steel stuff from 13 years ago that I just had to have.
I've been in. I'd say the ongoing inventory is happening in my attic and loft right now, and I don't need them, but I have found 5 Brandon masks from Superman Returns. None are different. They're all just like a dress up mask, much like your Superman Returns collection.
You found 4 and 1 for your buddy Derek.
Of course, yes. I like them because
because
they're
it will
almost
pair well.
like is this pile number 1?
Look, here's the thing. Happy 20th anniversary, Superman Returns. Here's the thing. When the movie came out in 2006, I was a college student. We were like a year
Yeah.
into this podcast. I didn't have money. But now I have adult grown-up money. And like I found that this is the
Dude, that's the crowbar. That's the metal
Superman
pole.
Returns Punch and Crush still in the box, Superman Returns that I got for $5.
Is it coming out?
Yeah.
Is that gonna get opened
it's gonna
up?
come out, but now I'm gonna wear a Ralph mask when I do it now.
You are. I'll make sure that comes your way. But again, yeah, that's the magic of eBay. And again, yeah, several of these if you're on the Superman Returns hunt.
Oh, nice.
These were our Burger King toys back in the day. I think this one still whooshes as well. No whoosh. But yeah,
No whoosh.
it's again, we've loved these characters. We've loved collecting the merchandise because even the logo means something to us. So when we get these moments where we get called paid for shills, at first some of those words might have hurt, but now they're thinking it doesn't matter. That is water off a very geeky duck's back. But to be even just to be in the position where we get these films now, we know what it's like. As you said before, we've had the crumbs at the table for so very, very long that when we get something like this, we want to make sure that we get more of it in the future. And if some things happen, we might not.
Speaking of things I'd like to see in the future, and blondes in miniskirts who did wield swords this summer.
Oh, nicely done. Nicely done.
Sorry, thank you.
Yes,
Odyssey. He-Man.
Yeah. Wow.
Was the most fun I've had at the movies, and I'm with all respect to Superman.
Yeah.
Superman was a very emotional film for me. It was very personal. It was very, I was smiled, I cried. There was a lot going on.
And
I didn't cry in He-Man. But in Masters of the Universe was just I just felt like an absolute child sitting in the theater again. And how do I bottle that?
That's the thing that I want to bring forward again, is a film that can do that almost, I don't want to say effortlessly, because there is so much work involved with creating a film from start to finish. You put it well there by saying the fact that when we watched Superman, we're invested in this character and this story. And we've already seen so much marketing because we can't avoid trailers, we can't avoid interviews or press or set leaked photos because they get sent to us. With Masters of the Universe, from that moment, thinking, okay, we kind of know what we're going to get. We've seen the trailer. It looks fun. It looks a little bit goofy, but also there are some elements of seriousness as well. What are we going to get? I had no idea that I would just be laughing so much and smiling. And even though, yes, it's the writing, it wasn't, it's not Oscar-winning writing, but it's joyful writing. It's glee.
I don't want an Oscar-winning
not for He-Man
Masters of the Universe film. What I saw 2 guys talking about it, and one was like, as a movie, what do you give Masters of the Universe? And he was like, 7 out of 10 as a movie. He's like, okay. As an experience, what do you give Masters of the Universe? He's like 10 out of 10. He was like, that was an absolute blast. Yeah, it was. As a movie, whatever. It was fun. It was loud. It was one of the best movie scores I have heard, and I have worn that Daniel Pemberton. I've worn that thing out. I need it on vinyl. It's so good. The score to that movie is so good. The needle drops were so. This is the first time you talk about wanting to be with me watching a movie for the first time. This is the first time I've walked out of a movie and I almost spoiled the whole thing for you.
I know,
because I wanted to just sit there and write. Yeah, it would be like, "Adam named everybody." It's like, you know, it's that's what you know, that's what's so funny to me is back in the day at Mattel, like, you watch these documentaries about the toys, and if you don't know a lot about Masters of the Universe, because this is a Superman show, it's perfectly fine. I'll give you a quick 30-minute history here. Um, but, like, when they came up with this concept and when they were shifting away from the Big Jim Mattel character, which if you're watching the comic book store,
Jim.
there's a
Yep.
he knocks over a whole thing of Big Jim figures. But when they were naming all these characters and they were just like, "Oh, that's Tank Man and that's, you know, Merman and that's, you know, He-Man." And so that's just what they did. They were just like, "Okay, well this guy looks like a spider. Well, that's Spydor. That's and this is or you know, Web Store. And this guy's got spikes. Well, he's Spycore." And
And
that's all
Spyco
they
and
did.
Pesto.
They just gave these imaginary, yeah, fantastical made up names of these characters. And one of the things I just praise about this movie is the fact that yes, they have ridiculous names like Ram Man and Fisto and stuff that we said so much as kids that just rolled off our tongues, Trapjaw. And they let He-Man, they let Adam name all these characters from his childhood. And I just thought that was one of the most beautiful, I don't know why, it was just one of the most wonderful things to me. It was the most charming setup to this
Mm.
wonderful little movie that I just had a ball with.
And it all worked just so well. And there were some things there that I was concerned about when we found out. It's sort of I was like, how can they really bring Skeletor to the big screen and not lose anything from the cartoon? Again, we've seen some other interpretations in other comics and cartoons over there. So I'm thinking when I heard of course Jared Leto, you're thinking, oh, what's gonna happen here? What are we gonna see? But
For
wow,
myriad reasons.
yeah, yes,
Yeah, again, I hate giving credit where credit's due because Jared Leto, man, but
but
he and Allison Brie understood the assignment.
oh
They ran
gosh,
with
they
their
did,
characters. They ran with
they
Evil
did.
Lyn and Skeletor.
But
I
yeah,
just that was one of those I wish we could have watched together. And just like absolutely like slapped each other on the shoulder when Queen hit, when Princess of the Universe hit during the escape scene. And of course, I'm watching
even
with Lex, and
I was
he doesn't know why this is so cool.
but that's fine. But I was hoping that they could do something. I mean, yes, there were, I think, one or two. I think it was the cops that quite early on in the film they call him a Highlander.
Highlander, yeah,
I'm like thinking, oh, I
yeah,
wonder what else they could. Well, you know, with if Henry Cavill's Highlander film ever does come out, we're going to get some
yeah.
more Queen. Are we going to get another Queen riff in this film as well? We knew
Well,
Brian
and
May
it's
was
also
involved.
very it was, yeah, of course. Oh, Brian May, that whole yes. Again, props to the score, but the score is also very reminiscent of like Queen's Flash Gordon and
Yeah,
Queen's
gimmick.
uh, uh, I've completely Highlander. Excuse me. Thank you.
Yeah, rock
Queen's
operas.
Highlander soundtrack, a little bit of magic, yeah, and I just I thought that was all very charming. I thought it was very well cast. I
Mm,
know we're talking about Leto and everything, but I think right down to Nicholas, I can't remember his last name that played He-Man. I thought he did a wonderful job. Idris Elba's Man at Arms was fantastic. I thought Camila Mendez did wonderful. If you didn't grow up, you know, it's one of those things. Like I guess if you didn't grow up with He-Man and you walked in and saw that, there's
mm,
so many Easter eggs. There were so many inside references. There was so much legacy that's not gonna get appreciated by an average viewer, and I guess really if
no,
you didn't grow up with that IP and that franchise, maybe it's not gonna be as endearing to you as what it was, but it did hurt to watch that suffer a little bit in the box office, as well, but I don't think and obviously, you know, I think this gets into sexism and misogyny and stuff like that, but obviously a large reason why Supergirl was hated on so
mm.
much, more than this film was, in my opinion. Because I think you could have just as easily treated this film harshly,
Oh, I
for the
in
same reasons, and I've not seen it. I know I've seen it, been like, "Ah, it was dumb," but that's been the end of it. I haven't seen this vitriol
yeah.
like we were talking about with Supergirl
No,
of
it's
people just continuing to
articulated
hate on it.
well. I mean, it's well thought out. some of the things that they've said about this film, some of the things that they've clawed out from the cutting room floor, as it were, or things that the average Joe film goer might not notice, or fans
Right.
of the story might not have noticed. But to again, I've seen hour-long videos talking about a scene, breaking it down, problem by problem, not
Mhm.
even the whole film, just one particular scene. I'm thinking, no, it's a very, very peculiar way to look at a film-going experience. But
Well,
again, you
and you get into those accounts like CinemaSins and how it should have ended and stuff like that. And yeah,
yeah,
some of it's tongue in cheek, some of it's not, but
yeah,
it also became the fun thing to do to hate on the internet
yeah, it's just
for
sadly.
some
But
people.
for me, I mean, going back sort of as we've talked about us being He-Man fans, the fact that this is the show that we came up with. I've got again a
Mhm.
photograph of me as a young boy with my He-Man on the mantelpiece behind me. I can remember these cartoons as a kid because it was the only cartoons back then that I had, and it was the
Yeah.
thing to have those toys and to completely wreck them. I don't know how many He-Man I got through, but I remember the fact that a few of them did have elastic bands inside there for that punch swing effect that did snap for me. Oh, yeah. Oh, again,
They're just the
that's
coolest
clean.
figures
They are.
ever. And I grew up on before I knew what, Back to the Future was and that and Superman became my two loves. It was He-Man and Ninja Turtles.
Hmm.
And I mean, that's a sign of still having, so much, but I you weren't
But
gonna
yeah,
make me hate this movie. I'm sorry.
that's
There
the
was
thing.
just no way I was gonna walk into that theater hating that movie.
But going back, talk about sort of the what the actors brought to the role. I've not, I can't remember seeing an Idris Elba role that I didn't enjoy because the fact that he brings something new to each role. It's not him just being appearing in a film, and
Right.
Idris has just absolutely just smashed that out of the park.
He and not what you would have expected to be in that movie
No, not at all.
either. Like, that was of the cast list, I was like, "Idris Elba?" Like, that's okay. Um, 'Cause, like, Alison Brie, Jared Leto, like, we've named several, but it
But
was
it
and then,
was
a bunch of
yeah, it was something to do with, I mean, I enjoy when a cartoon world comes to life and
Mhm.
an actor's voice is so articulated and animated because that is the voice that we heard in the cartoon. They're bringing these characters to life, and what Idris did, I mean, it was just beautifully done.
Oh, the first transformation on the
Yeah.
bridge before he battles Trapjaw,
Yeah.
I was on the edge of my like, I was waiting for the full line and the suit. I'm sorry, it comes out on digital tomorrow, I think, and I'm so excited to watch it again. Um, yeah, my son has been like, he leans over to I think I told you this, we're about 40, and this was his first foray. I think maybe I'd showed him, 1 or 2 of the Filmation cartoons at one point,
Okay.
and not I mean, it was fine, but not really, "Hey, can we watch
Yeah.
He-Man?" Like, that never came up again. This was this first real introduction to Eternia and everything,
Everything.
and about f I'd say maybe 2 minutes after the Trapjaw fight, on the bridge,
Yeah.
he leans over and he's like, "Can we go get the toys when we leave here?" And I
Oh.
was like, "Yes, you better believe we can go get the toys when we leave. You better believe we can go get the toys when we
Oh.
leave here." It was so much fun, man. I met there was about a week and a half where I just made that movie my whole personality. I was listening to that soundtrack, that score nonstop. I signed up for, the Gray Skull Club through Mattel because 'cause I've always
Really?
wanted to do that, and I never
There you
have,
go.
and it's like $10 a year. I was like, "I can handle that." So, um, that made me happy. But I was excited. I really was just like, "Is there a way you and I could watch Supergirl and Master of the They came out so close to each other. I was like, "Is there any way to
Really?
watch these 2 films together for us this summer? Because and we're gonna find a way for Man Up Tomorrow.
Oh, we
Now
have
that the
to.
clock
Just
has
if it's there,
started
yeah,
on
that's
it."
it. It's the clock is running. we have
Yeah.
ways of making that work as well, for sure.
Yeah.
We have to. We
We'll
have
make it
to.
happen. We got a year. But
Easy.
I was really excited. I was and Steve, I would love it if Steve was here and we were just geeking out about He-Man
Yes.
for an hour.
Well, let's well, look,
Do
we're
you
gonna
still
get
have any of your
I'll get them out for the next chat because we'll get Steve on.
do
We'll talk
you?
about that as well. Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. I have very few of my remaining, originals, but,
Good man.
um, I have been buying up some Trap Jaws because he was always my go-to.
That's it.
He was always my go-to. Tell the fine folks where they can find you, sir.
They can find me here, melting in the UK. Our heat wave is still
Yeah.
ongoing. But just search for Luke Bugg, the Geek of Steel. You will find this furry face talking about something, whether it be books, Superman, He-Man, flavored popcorn, anything I can find an opinion on. Yeah, I'm hooked
Buc-ee's.
on flavored popcorn right now. Bucky, not Bucky's, of course.
Oh,
I was out, took the lovely lady
I
out to
didn't
dinner
know
the other
that.
week.
Buc-ee's has got plenty of flavored popcorn. I'll get you more.
Well, it's the cheese one that just that hit when I was in America many years ago. I got some cheese popcorn. I was like, this is new.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but a company made some popcorn for the Supergirl film, and they kindly sent me a few of their other samples and flavors.
Oh,
And
nice.
one of them was a very strong cheddar. I was like, wow, it doesn't work, but it
Mhm.
does. And since then, I've been sort of dabbling in sort of making my own chili-inspired popcorn and adding things to
Oh,
it. So yeah. But anyway,
cool.
that's a big digress. But yeah, just
In America, we have a wonderful Christmas tradition of gifting popcorn
I
tins, which
saw
I've
that in
never understood.
tins.
I'm
I
sure
got one
there's
in the
some
post.
wonderful story behind it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got some in the
yeah,
but I think the first
yeah.
time I
The
went
3
to
divided, and you get kettle corn, you get caramel corn, and you get cheddar.
cheddar, yeah, so I think when I went to, Superman Celebration for the first time, there was a popcorn shop in the airport, and I was like I got
Yeah,
off a
yeah, yeah.
very long flight and needed something to eat, and I was like, "Where's the nearest food shop?" And like, "We got some popcorn there." I was like, "Need a bit more sustenance, and I'll come back when I've got, like,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
working brain."
All the
But the
water.
cheese, it worked, it works, cheesy popcorn works, and
Yeah,
now, yeah, I've had a
yeah.
few, spicy ones, but like that. But yes, you can find me talking about popcorn on the internet, just search for The Geek of Steel.
I love it. I love it. Of course, you can find us wherever you do your interneting. We're at Superhouse of L, superhouseofl.com online. We are less than a month away from the premiere of Lanterns, which
Oof, yeah,
I am so looking forward to.
they've reviewed
Green
so
Lantern is do what?
put up some more sneaky bits last week. I think they are sharing a bit more footage
They
here and
are.
there. I'm trying
I
to
mean,
avoid it, but it's coming my
you
way. I can't
can
not
you
avoid it.
can go to our website and find the countdown calendar on there for Lanterns, which was reset after Supergirl ended. Also saw a Avengers Doomsday trailer was dropped today. Congrats to
Them,
those fans.
yeah. I mean,
I'm just
I
kidding. It
watched
looked
it
fun.
as Nolan intended on a broken iPhone screen earlier on today, and
I love the memes. I don't know when I'll see Odyssey, but I love the memes of because I couldn't even get an hour and 50 minutes to see
no,
Supergirl again. So when am I going to find 4 hours for Odyssey?
yeah.
But people watching Odyssey the way Nolan intended. It's like on an Nespresso machine,
Yeah,
digital
I saw
screen, and
somebody
your
doing
refrigerator screen. And
the Game Boy camera they used to for the someone used that.
yeah,
As
yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
some of those, but I mean, there's not many IMAX screens near me, and
Right,
there's a few, but I'm seeing so many posts that are saying, "Oh, if you watch it on this screen, you're going to get this scene cut off, and if you don't watch it on this screen, you're not going to see the giant, so you're going to miss part of
right.
somebody's helmet." I do want to see it. I am going to go and try and find some time this week. There is a screening near me that I've got a few tickets left. I'm not sure how long for, but that's been getting again some very interesting reviews for that film as well.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. It's just trying to find
Final
time
time,
for it.
yeah.
I
The book is on
realized
my list as
last
well.
night. Yeah, I realized last night that I'm going to be on the boat when Spider-Man comes out. So I guess I'm going to get spoiled on that.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, for
Yeah,
many things that's going to get spoiled for you.
yeah,
We've got our tickets for
yeah.
that for the day after the prem, so hopefully we're not going to get too much spoilers for that. But it's fine
Nice.
because you're going to be on a ship with people from Smallville, and that's
That I am.
a very good
That
reason
I
to have a
am.
Spider-Man film spoil for you.
Yeah, yeah. If it was gonna be a reason, I would say that should probably be it. So,
That should be it.
uh, be watching down the pipeline for our Lanterns coverage.
Yes.
Luke and I have got a whole lot of Man of Tomorrow to start working on
A lot.
in the
I've
coming
got a few
months,
ideas as well. I've got a
weeks.
few plans for that already.
Yeah. We're gonna be busy. And of course, continuing our SV25 coverage, I've got a new interview coming up hopefully this week. Sam Jones III stopped by
Ooh,
and chatted
nice.
a couple weeks ago, so I've got to get that out and more. Have another one recorded and a few more set up, and hopefully have all those out before October 16th when we celebrate the 25th anniversary of the series. Luke, thanks for stopping by.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye bye.